right, the video live on the Facebook if you want to share it around.
Alrighty. I already got my thing logged up in here. Oh, yes. Yes, I do. Not really.
4 young adults in the state of Michigan will thrive and will lose the support of the foster care system that has seen them through some of the hardest times of their lives. Facts. And intelligent. Some will land on their feet no matter what. Let's talk about how much better the world would be if all of them had the support that allowed you to celebrate your independence. The question is, what can you do? Unring the Bell is a weekly show Tuesday nights from 8 to 10 p.m. right here on Daybreak. We will be featuring interviews and in-studio guests geared towards creating a support system for these young adults that gives them the best chance to land on their feet and truly celebrate their independence. We will be exploring ways to use the trades, music, art, and technology to unring the bell. And we invite you to join us Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Be there. SG Heating and Cooling, fixing it right day or night. SG Heating and Cooling is located at 7005 Cooley Lake Road, West Springfield. SG offers free estimates on new equipment and 0% interest financing for up to 18 months. Eligible equipment qualifies for rebates from Consumers Energy and DTE. SG will clean your furnace, verify it is working properly.
I don't even. When does the Michigan game start? Did it already start?
Huh?
Michigan game.
I think it started at 1.
Let's see.
I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, it's going on quarter 3. Michigan up by 1 point, 7-6.
Wow. Action packed.
Oh, my God.
All right, here
Let's
we
see
go.
what state does. Oh, they don't start till 4. Oh, well.
Mics will be live in 3, 2, 1.
They're equal opportunity haters. It's time for Rants in Our Pants with Dawn. That's my secret.
Oh, yeah, we really gotta fix the title. I mean, I miss you, Krista. I wish you the best in wherever you are, but you haven't been here in a while. We really gotta change that title. But mad respects to you. We'll see you later one day. Welcome once again to Rants in Our Pants. I am Dawn. To my right is Amanda. Cortez is not here, but we have the lovely Eric, who is going to be with us in just a few moments.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Hey, that's how I got married. We got quite a few things to touch up on, especially considering we haven't been on for 3 weeks. We took a break for, our anniversary for starters. 1 year together. Well, 1 year married together. We've been together for almost 21 years now.
Yeah, 21.
21. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's an accomplishment in and of itself.
Yeah, I know. It's like, you hear so many things about what's the biggest joke in the gay community as far as lesbians? What do they bring on a second date? You all? We did not. It took a while.
Wait, you're all musicians? I had no idea.
Yeah, I play the bongos.
Yes.
She plays, trumpet.
Trombone.
Britsky. But anyway, let's just cover that real quick because that was an adventure in and of itself. We decided, it took us a while, like very last minute, where exactly we were going to go because we just couldn't seem to make up our mind. I was him and hawing because I'm just like, I just don't want to go anywhere. But
well, we knew where we wanted to go. We just weren't super specific until like a couple days before we left.
And you basically took the reins on that one. I was just like, I'm happy sleeping in the car.
Okay.
But we started off on our grand journey. I should also add before we continue, we decided in our infinite wisdom, mostly my infinite wisdom, to bring our 2 dogs. One is a Jack Russell. You can see where the hilarity will ensue. And we took her car, which needs to be charged after, 200 miles or so? Because you got to leave a little bit of room for air.
Yeah.
So we travel first to Bay City. Was it Bay City or Cadillac?
Bay City.
Okay, so first stop was Bay City. Now, that's not even being truthful. First stop was actually this. I liked it. It was that little gas station / market off of 75, because the fucking rest stops were closed on the route going there, and I have to go. I mean, as I get older, my bladder turns into a thimble with little itty bitty holes in it, so it's not going to hold me for long. So we stop in there. I enjoyed it. It was I can't remember it, but it was
nice.
It was quaint. They had craft beers in there, and I was like, man, you got to go in there. I don't drink craft beer, but I know you would. So we stop there, head back on our way, and we go to Bay City. Now, I tell her to lock her windows. Now, she did, before we continue, she did lock her windows, because the dogs, no matter what vehicle, it could be she drives a Tesla, I drive a Ford Escape. They will figure out how to open the windows. One time we were coming back from Philadelphia, they started unrolling the windows while we're on I-80, and I'm like, okay, jump, motherfucker. Because it's like, this dog is a pain in the ass all around.
Damn it. That should pretty much tell you.
Yeah, he answers to damn it. We tried other names, but he answers to damn it. So imagine chasing after him, going, damn it, come here! They think you're really, I mean, you are pissed off, but they think you're really pissed off. And you haven't lived until you had a vet call you back and go, I'm confirming your 2:00 appointment for... Damn it.
Damn it.
But we get to Bay City, and she plugs in her car, and she locks her windows. Now, the first thing, before we even finish that, is it's hard for me to get in and out of her car because it's low to the ground. I'm way taller than she is, and my knees aren't what they used to be. So I'm trying to get out. She goes, no, stop, damn it, no. And I'm like, what? And he bolts out of the car.
Between her legs.
Between my legs. Yeah, he goes right through the uprights. And I almost unplugged the poor woman's Tesla next to us. So I finally get his freaking leash, because he was more concerned with pissing everywhere than, actually escaping. And that's when Juju, our other dog, decides, hey, I want to do the same fucking thing. So she bolts. I can't do the same fucking thing. She comes wheeling around, steps on her leash. We get him back in the car. So we lock the door, go inside, look around for a little bit, get some food, and as we're coming out, I noticed something. The back window is wide open. Now, she locked it. She locked the windows. But what did you say you realized about that feature?
He went in my driver's seat and unrolled the windows.
No.
Or at least one of them. That set it so that it unlocked all the windows.
So, fortunately, damn it, it's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. And he didn't realize freedom was just a leap away, because this dog can leap pretty high. He was like, oh, you're back?
Yay.
Did you bring me something? No, motherfucker, you gave me a heart attack. You ain't getting shit. So we continue on our journey, and that's when Dammit decides, I want to share my lovely breath with the entire inside of the vehicle. He would peek his head forward periodically, and did I also forget to mention he likes eating shit? That is not something you want to have breathed into your face. So the whole car ride, I'm like, no, get back. Juju's just laying on my lap like, just wake me up when we get there, dude. So we get to the second place, Cadillac, really uneventful. We just walked them around for a little bit, went in, got to our hotel, because that's the first thing that changed our itinerary. Is it started to rain. They weren't calling for rain where we were, but here it is. So we decide, let's check in the hotel, get situated, and we'll do the stuff we actually wanted to do the next day. So we get there, and Amanda springs it on me when I'm like, let's just leave the dogs and we'll go down to the Denny's, because when we first met, the very first place we dined, and this tells you class all the way, people, is a Denny's. Well, she springs on me, we can't leave the dogs in the room. Why not? They'll charge extra $50. For what? We're already paying an extra $20 in case they sprinkle the ivory, all over the room. What? Why add the extra $50? So she's like, that's just what they do. It's their policy. I'm like, oh, well, fuck that. So we change our mind. She decides, let's charge my vehicle, top it off before we leave in the morning. So we went, charged the vehicle, took the dogs with us, and got Wendy's. There's our anniversary dinner, Wendy's. We get back to the hotel, and I decide I want to take a shower. Now, first of all, I'm not going to say the hotel, because I did give them a good review, because the room was nice. It just had one teeny, tiny little flaw. It was just a shower. It wasn't like a bathtub shower combination. It was just a stand-up, shower situation. But it only had half a door.
That's not how that works.
No, generally it does not. I thought maybe it was like combined. Maybe I'm missing a latch. Whatever. I don't know.
Not even a curtain, just
Yeah.
half a pane of clear glass.
So I figured, okay, well, let's see what happens. I turn on the shower, and all of a sudden the floor starts getting wet. I'm like, yeah, okay, this is not going to work. So I had to angle the head of the shower straight down and try. I am a large land mammal, people. It's not easy for me to take a shower that close to the wall, okay? The second traumatic thing is I got to see myself in all my glory with the mirror. And I'm like looking, I catch my reflection. I'm like, oh, what is that? Kill it, tranquilize it, shoot it. No, it's me. So, finish taking my shower. We end up going to sleep. I will say this. Wherever they got the blackout curtains, I need to get those. Because I woke up, it was 8 a.m. It felt like it was the middle of the night.
It was pitch black in there.
Yeah, I did not know it was morning.
That was glorious.
And I'm waking her up going, Amanda, it's 8 o'clock. We got to check out soon. And yeah, the maids were down the hall. Fortunately, I had the do not disturb, privacy please sign on, so they avoided our room for a while. But yeah, oh God, I love that freaking blackout curtain. You know you're getting old when you like blackout curtains like that. And then you, when we took the dogs out, stumbled upon someone who didn't follow the rules of, please pick up after your dog after.
Yeah, that was nice.
And she's cleaning it off in the toilet with the seat down. I'm like, no, lift this. Okay.
I cleaned off the seat.
No, you didn't, because I went in there after you and I had to clean it off further. Trust me, you missed a few grains of sand, if you know what I mean. And we're going to get to that. So we continue with our next leg of the journey, and we headed to Sleeping Bear Dunes. Since I was a kid, I have always wanted to visit Sleeping Bear Dunes. That's been like on my, I didn't know what a bucket list was at the time I was a child, but this was on it. So we get there, and we hit the first, there's like 2 areas that you can go to for Sleeping Bear Dunes. We hit the first one. That was an adventure. I thought I was going to die, because you go down this trail through thick sand, and you go, make little curves here and there and whatever. But now we got to get back. And now you got to go uphill in thick sand. I'm fat. This was not going to be easy. So
yeah, it was very brisk, very windy, and very damp.
Even the dogs were like, can we wrap this up? I am shivering here, boss. Let's go. So we go back to after we get to the car. I think, according to my Fitbit, my heart rate was 122. It was lying. My heart felt like it was going to leap out of my chest by the time I got up that hill. So we drive to the next part, which is I want to say the actual dunes.
Yeah.
Really fine sand, powder-like. You have to go uphill through thick sand again, but still, it was worth the view. The only problem, well, two problems, is there's a sign that says you can go down there if you want, but the water levels are pretty high, and it's going to cost $3,000 to rescue your ass. Think about it. I'm like, okay, we're not going to go down there. No problem, no sweat. But I wanted to get a gag picture because when we first started dating, she referred to me as, go ahead.
Sleepy Bear.
And where are we at?
Sleeping Bear Dunes.
So I said, let's get a gag picture of me looking like I'm asleep on the dune. Now, I say please take the picture fast because it's windy, it's cold, and there's sand blowing all over me. And I love you to death, hon, but if there's anything about you that's not, it's quick.
I tried. It was as quick as I could be.
I know, and I'm laying there waiting. I got sand just cutting across my face. I'm like, hurry up, just say you're done. And you were done, you just didn't tell me. So she'll finally like, okay. Now you tell me? Thanks. So we go down to the car. Again, heart's pounding out of my chest. You have to be in shape for this trip, I find, because came the final leg of our journey, which is a little place called Inspiration Point. Or I think a lot of people just refer to it as the Point now.
It has other names.
So she told me a long time ago, it has a lot of stairs, but it's manageable. It's okay. Now, we just literally did 2 treks through heavy sand where I thought I was going to fucking die. Few steps, manageable. We get there and I look up and I saw Heidi and her grandfather. Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. And I'm looking at her, and even the dogs are looking at her like, you're out of your fucking mind. But we do it anyway. And by the time we got up to the top, there's this lovely old couple. The one woman, she had knee problems of her own. And here I come. She goes, first time? I'm like, not exactly, but for this, yes. After 2 hikes through heavy sand and then this shit, yeah, but it was worth it. The view was wonderful. I mean, I want to go back. I want to retire to Traverse City. Yeah. What did you, minus the trip back with where we figured out just put the dog's leads through the one thing so they can't leap out. But what would you say was probably the best thing about the trip for you? Because mine was Sleeping Bear Dunes in general, even with my heart about ready to.
Yeah, driving through the trees to get to places to stop in Sleeping Bear Dunes, that was like the nicest, most picturesque thing I've ever seen.
About this time of year, yeah, especially. Yeah. Because if you're going during the summer, I mean, it's full of greenery, and that, that's awesome too. But nothing beats autumn leaves.
Yeah. And
it was just all the right splashes of color, the yellows, the oranges, some reds and purples mixed in for fun. The only thing about the trip that made me nervous. Oh, and we got to go to Crystal Lake. Anyone who knows me knows I am a Jason Voorhees fan. And I had her take my picture next to the sign that says Crystal Lake with the arrow pointing, and I'm there with my mask just like, hi. Cars are passing by like, oh, here's another one. Son of a bitch. Yes, it's Crystal Lake. Chi. But the only thing that made me nervous, and only nervous in the way because I will say this, I don't care, quite frankly, who you vote for. I don't care what party you belong to. As far as I'm concerned, all politicians are crooks. It made me nervous as we were driving through some areas, like just some of the flags that were flying. I'm like, I remember we didn't go anywhere near Dexter, and I know Dexter's infamous for the militia. And again, I don't want no hate. Y'all do what you got to do. Just leave me out of it. But just some of the signs and flags along the side of the road. I was just like, oh, this is definitely not where I think I want to break down at all.
Oh, you mean they don't seem like the friendly, welcoming, neighborly type?
Not in some of them, no.
That's a
Not for-
total shock to me.
Not for us.
not for us, no.
Well, as soon as there's a somebody that it's not for.
Well,
Yeah.
the one that made me nervous the most was, again, you do you. I am not going to knock anyone for what they believe in or whatever. That's why we're all different. But the one that actually made me nervous was it was a skull and crossbones, but the crossbones was an M14, and I forget what the other one was, but it was definitely not friendly. And underneath, it had a sign that basically said, "Get the fuck out of here." That's not what it said, but that's a translation. And I'm like, just keep going. We'll charge it the next get. Keep going, keep going, keep going. So, I still love the area. I thought a lot of the places we went to in northwestern Michigan were, oh my God, picturesque. And even the small towns, I just fell in love with. We didn't stop in a lot of them, but driving through them, I'm like, this is awesome. I would love to go to Cops and Donuts, though. Just to see.
Wasn't there a bagel store too we wanted to hit?
There was a bagel store. I think it was gay owned, but they were closed on Mondays, which I thought was pretty fucking odd. Because Mondays is the start of the work week. Wouldn't you be open for the businesses that maybe want a bagel in the morning instead of donuts or whatever? I don't know. But hey, with everything going on and the short staffing as it is, you do you. But yeah, that was entertaining in and of itself. I would do it again. I want to do it again. I never thought I would say that. I still would like to revisit Gatlinburg. That was a nice trip that we had.
Yeah.
Even if it had probably the funniest moment ever of making the mistake of reading Children of the Corn the night before we go. And as we're driving, I didn't see the sign. She saw it. It was what?
Sunday's the day of the beast. Something about Saturdays.
Saturday is Lord's Day. Sunday is the day of the beast. And it was in the middle of a cornfield.
We're surrounded by corn for miles.
And we read Children of the Corn the night before.
No
Timing.
deal.
Why not?
Timing. Timing is everything. So, just to revisit a few things, I know Cortez texted me a while ago. This was like a few weeks ago, where we were talking about Eddie Hall and Thor. And they haven't set in stone when the fight is going to be. They had to postpone it for anyone that's catching up. They were supposed to fight in September. Eddie Hall detached his bicep, had to have it reattached, and they had to put it off for a couple of months while he healed. So basically, they still haven't set the date where they're going to redo the fight. They're aiming for March, I think. Well, anyway, Cortez texted me about a video he had sent me where Thor was exchanging blows, not that kind of blow, not the blow, not the blow, but punching blows with a smaller guy. Now, like I said, we've revisited this many times. Eddie Hall's done the same. He has these people that come in. Most of them he's friends with. That they do that where they punch each other in the stomach. I don't know if this is a guy thing. I've never seen a woman go, here, hit me here. But from what I'm to understand, if you keep hitting yourself in the stomach, it conditions your core to take the blow and it gets tougher. I don't know. But he said when he was watching Thor doing this, it looked like it was really weak, like really soft. And I'm thinking at the same token, if you're Thor, who's known as the Mountain on Game of Thrones, if you hit somebody really hard and you're the Mountain and you break them in half, oh, that's good and bad at the same time. But at the same token, the guy he was boxing, I think he's a boxer. I'm not entirely sure, but it looked like Thor was starting to feel the punch after the second shot, which is bad for him, Thor, that is. So I pointed out that Eddie Hall's done that with some other guys, but, you know, he didn't look like he felt it. He did say, oh, that one stung, but are you really going to admit a little guy hurt you? No, not really. But to escalate a little bit further, apparently Eddie Hall challenged Thor to a bet. Now, Larry Wheels posted this thing on Instagram where Thor was holding a decapitated head of, Eddie Hall, and, Eddie Hall took exception to it. So he made a bet with Larry Wheels that said $10,000 he beats Thor. Larry apologized, but then he posted a video, oh, I hurt Eddie Hall's feelings. No, you pissed him off, but I don't know if you hurt his feelings. That being said, so Eddie Hall challenged Thor. He challenged him, $100,000 to charity. Thor didn't respond. Now, in Thor's defense, they were on the, I want to say, West Coast not that long ago. At the time, I think the video was made. And he was doing the Tough Mudder thing with Rain, which, I'm going to be honest, I tried Rain. It's not that great. I think it's too, like the fake sugar it's too overwhelming for me. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I tried it several times, hoping maybe I would get to like it because, hey, all these strong men can't be wrong. They're wrong. They're very wrong. I think Rain's caca, but that's just me. Thor, after waiting like a week, Eddie upped the ante. He's like, okay, how about 200,000? So Thor took the bet, but said, that's it, 200. I'm sorry I didn't respond to you so quickly, Eddie, but, I was busy. I have a business to run. I have, a family. I have training. I haven't been getting sleep. And I hate to say this, and again, I know I will admit I'm more Team Eddie than Team Thor. I'm sorry. It just is. I like Thor. The emphasis of the word is liked. Just some of his actions as of late just scream just suspect to me. But I guess Eddie challenged him to $1 million. $1 million to their charity. Now, mind you, they both have businesses. They both have families. And they both have training for the fight. Thor said he would not do the 1 million because that would be irresponsible. And instead told Eddie, okay, what about this? And Thor, you got this from fucking Logan Paul, your buddy. A douchebag buddy, but not your buddy nonetheless. So he said, if whoever wins, the loser has to get World's Strongest Man and the name of the winner tattooed on them. So Eddie Hall said, I'll take that bet. Now, mind you, both of them are heavily tattooed. Good luck. They could probably get it minuscule. You'll never see it. But Eddie said if he wins, he wants Thor to get World's Strongest Man, Eddie Hall, on Thor's ass. Now, that's funny, but do you really want to be on his ass? That's like telling everyone to kiss your ass. I mean, or kiss my ass, Eddie, in a weird way. I mean, I remember I wanted my first tattoo to be a pair of lips so people could kiss my ass. But, I'm not going to do it. What do you think? Do you think that's... Would you...
Yeah, no,
It's... Okay.
It's a tattoo, too. I mean,
You can get it lasered off.
Yeah, but...
I mean, it's on his ass. How is Eddie Hall going to prove... if he wins the fight, how is Eddie Hall going to prove Thor still has that tattoo on his ass? What he's going to do? Make him moon everybody every single time they're in polite company?
True.
So it really doesn't matter if you get a tattoo or not of the winner on your ass. I think that is kind of stupid. I do find it funny that Thor said no to the $1 million to charity. Because again, like I said, he made money from Game of Thrones. He makes money from sponsors. He has his own gym. He sells merchandise. He has all these things, just like Eddie Hall does. They both have a multi-million-dollar contract for this fight. And I've seen, now granted, the cost of living in Iceland, I think, is a lot higher. I think well, Google it. You're my info person. But I do think the cost of living in Iceland is a lot higher than England. I could be wrong. But the whole point is it's still multi-million.
Right.
And I've seen Thor's house via his YouTube videos, his wife's Instagram posts. I don't think he's living high on the hog. He's living quite, I want to say, his house minus the inside, which is immaculate. It doesn't look like Eddie Hall's house. Eddie Hall looks like he lives in a fucking mansion. You know? So I don't understand what would be irresponsible about taking the $1 million bet for charity. I mean, okay, I think 200,000 is good. And maybe $1 million is a little bit off the beam, but your own personal opinion, do you think Thor is being truthful, saying it's irresponsible, betting $1 million for charity when you've seen NFL owners, but they make millions hand over fist. But I've seen bigger bets. Do you think this is a smart move on Thor's part, or do you think this is actually Eddie trying to get into his head?
I kind of do think that $1 million, even if you are kind of rich, is a little bit of I can kind of see his point. On the other hand, it's just going to charity. He looks kind of like a dick by saying, no, I don't want to do that.
Well, my quick Googling tells me that Thor's net worth is around $2 million and Eddie Hall's is about $5 million. So I can see $1 million.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what?
That's
about 10% of what I got.
Which is which is about 200,000.
Which is 200,000. That seems that seems like something he should be able to step into.
But the funny thing is after the fight, that net worth is going to go up.
Oh, for sure.
Because I don't remember exactly how much they're getting paid, but I definitely know it's more than $1 million.
Right. Well, I don't see why they don't just donate the purse then. Like, stop effing around.
Exactly.
Or like, what's
Exactly. I mean, if put up or shut up. If
Yeah.
you guys at this point, this fight is dragging on so long. I've seen wrestling storylines end quicker,
right?
and this is just ridiculous. But I don't know. Part of me thinks it's just psychologically speaking, it's like literally drawing that line in the sand. How much further are you willing to go to prove that your opponent is or is not capable of shutting you up? Well, if you're so confident, you'll pay $2 million. I mean, even if he accepts $1 million, who's to say Eddie Hall won't say, well, why not make it $2 million? Because that's how it started, $100,000. Now we're up to $1 million. When does it stop? You know.
True.
So I'm still Team Eddie, but I think I'm a little with Thor here.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Because if I had $7 million, and don't get me wrong, I would donate to charity. That's not even a problem, but you have to also look at the big picture. Both of them, like I said, have businesses. But last I checked, Eddie Hall runs he's like, I think, he has a stake in not the world's strongest man. He has a stake in one of the strongman websites. He also now helps run the UK Arnold Sports Fest. So I don't think Thor does. I don't think he runs anything other than he had a Thor's Power Challenge in his own gym for the last couple of years. I think that's it.
Oh, and as to your previous question too, it's approximately 30. Cost of living is 34% higher in Iceland than here.
See?
I don't know about England, but
Well, let's see. Cost of living in England. Ta 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 ta. Boom boom. Of course, this is when my phone goes really fucking slow. Let's see.
I thought Iceland was one of those. Was it Norway? What we were looking at, where you're like, hey,
It was Iceland because the money conversion rate from United States dollar to Icelandic currency, you would be a millionaire at $300,000. $300,000 of American currency would make you a millionaire in Iceland, but the cost of living is what would kill you.
right, so it's not really great.
Well, I can tell you the cost of living in Brazil.
Hmm?
Okay, so let's see. Family of four estimated monthly costs are at $3,033 without rent in England on average. Cost of living in United Kingdom is on average 3.06% lower than the United States. So yeah, the cost of living is higher in Iceland than it is in the UK.
That's almost close to twice as much. Yeah.
So I'm going to say I kind of side with Thor here. While I am still supporting Eddie Hall in the fight, yeah, I don't think I would do $1 million. I think that's going to be insane. Moving on to other things, we had a football game not too long ago between the two Michigan teams, and there are several before anyone from Central or Western says anything. Central, Western, or Eastern. It was Michigan versus Michigan State. In other words, bragging rights, because that's their rivalry. Now, I am a Michigan Wolverine fan. I am no longer that Michigan Wolverine fan because, quite frankly, it's not worth the stress, the aggravation, or the bullshit. You attend the Michigan Appalachian State game, you learn humility really fucking fast.
Oh, you were there?
I was there.
I just
Yeah, and the worst part is
as a statey, I semi-statey, I feel the pain.
the worst pain was as we were on our way there. Someone stopped me at the intersection. Go, who are they playing? I'm like, oh, some juggernaut named Appalachian State. Yeah,
Division 3 champions.
Yeah.
Ha, ha, ha.
To me. But yeah, that taught me humility real fast. So I still have state fans that like to try to get my goat, and I'm like, you're barking up the wrong tree. I haven't seen a single Michigan game in probably close to 2 years. And it isn't because I didn't like where Harbaugh was taking them. It's because I just don't really care anymore. I'm still a fan, but it doesn't rule my day-to-day activity. It doesn't rule my life. So imagine my surprise, because I have a lot of Michigan apparel, obviously. The week leading up to the game, I had people coming up to me, so who do you think is going to win? I don't know, but I will tell you this. If Michigan forgets to play every single quarter, it will be close, and I would give the edge to State. Because they forgot to play against Rutgers for the second half, and they almost had Rutgers beat them. They looked like they forgot to play almost against Wisconsin. Same thing. So I said, Michigan State, it's in their yard. They have to remember to play all 4 quarters. I only watched 5 minutes of that game. 5 minutes, maybe even less. And I could tell you I knew State was going to win, just by the way Michigan was playing. And I think at the time I started watching a little bit of it, it was the 3rd quarter. So that's when they started taking their foot off the gas. Because if you look at the first 2 quarters, Michigan dominated State. Dominated them. Then all of a sudden, second half, the penalties started coming in. Michigan started whining. That call's not fair. That call's not fair. If you're worth your grain of salt as a team, you overcome the penalty. You don't look at the excuse.
You don't leave it in the referee's hands.
Exactly. You don't do it. You either bitch about it or you overcome it. They chose to not overcome it at all. And to me, that just screams a lot about their style of play. But what killed me is, again, I'm not that fan anymore, but this killed me. I go into work, mind you, not until almost, let's see, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 days after the game. And every Spartan fan was like, oh, did you see the shellacking we laid on your boys? I went, 4 points is a shellacking? That doesn't scream like a shellacking to me. I mean, I could be wrong.
No, weren't they down? The state was down most of the game, and
until like third period,
right?
Or third period. That's basketball. Third quarter.
I knew what you meant.
If it helps anyone, I've had over 20 concussions. This shit happens. But the whole point is that, you know, I really don't understand. I mean, I get it. Since Harbaugh took over, Michigan State has dominated Michigan. Oh, they've been Ohio State's bitch the entire time. But don't look at me and tell me they got their asses handed to them over 4 points. That doesn't fly with me. I don't care, but it doesn't fly. Don't just say, yeah, see, told you, we beat you, we own you. Yeah, you do. But don't say it was a ass kicking. No, don't say that. Which brings me to an apology to a State fan leaving work yesterday. This was a knee-jerk reaction, honestly. It's something I always say when someone tries to get my goat, and I try not to do it anymore, but again, this was knee-jerk. So she says, have a good weekend, go green. I went, go to hell. And I went, oh, man. She goes, and I turned to look at her, and the look on her face was like I literally bitch slapped her and pissed in her mouth. I did not mean to do that. It was a knee-jerk reaction, so I do apologize. I know she's not listening or watching this, but still, I do apologize. That was kind of out of my recent character. But yeah, I'm walking out. Amanda's looking shocked. One of my other coworkers looking shocked. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's just a knee-jerk reaction. It happens. Now, speaking of go to hell and knee-jerk reactions, this one I want to tread very lightly on. Now, Amanda, you can jump in where you want, but you honestly only seen little bits of what I've been researching. But this is something I've honestly been debating on talking about. And the reason why I've been debating on talking about is for the course of the last fucking year, maybe year and a half, I follow a lot of stuff on YouTube. A lot of stuff. One in particular is I love watching To Catch a Predator content. Love that show. I love the creators. But when you start in certain channels, you start going down rabbit holes. And one of the rabbit holes was another channel that popped up when there's I'm just going to call him the little Ewok from Brooklyn, was trying to take down channels. It was a channel called Suit Yourself. And I started watching some of his content because I thought he was pretty funny. And he started talking about this Queen of Spades. Now, before I go into everything here, I'm going to lay some things on the line. Because in my research, I've seen a lot of things that say, do not engage with this woman. She's dangerous. She likes to dox people. She likes to swat people, which is where she will call the police department and have, kick down your door because you're running a meth lab or whatever. I don't know. She'll call Child Protective Services on you. Joke's on you, lady. For starters, I have no children. if you're calling Child Protective Services, it's on two dogs that are very well taken care of, very well fed, and probably would look confused. As far as the police, see this? See this? This is a badge. I have family that are in police, okay? If they see my name, they're going to be like, her again? No. They're going to be like, oh, that's so-and-so's cousin. They don't do anything like that. And I'm not saying that, honestly, I live in Detroit. When isn't swatting going to happen? But as far as doxing goes, there's my face. No longer muffled. Have at it. I've got a face made for darkness, okay? Contrary to what my wife says. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, oh, and one other little thing. I have a rinky-dink podcast. I hardly have anyone listen. I hardly have anyone watching the videos. Doesn't bother me. I don't do any of this for clout. I do this because I enjoy getting shit off my chest. So to say I'm doing this for attention or clout or whatever, far from it. If that were the truth, I would have gave this up 4 years ago. So that has nothing to do with it. So let's get on with the show, shall we? So I'm watching these videos about this woman, and I didn't understand it, but I understood one thing. This is an individual who likes attention, likes drama, and will do anything to get it. Now, I'm not going to pretend I understand everything that I have encountered when I was researching, because I'm not even going to name this individual. They pretty much probably know who they are. She's wearing a crown in a deck of cards. So, I'm not going to pretend I understand everything that I read, and I had a lot. I mean, I'm telling you, there was a lot to take in. I mean, when I was looking at the Ewok from Brooklyn, it wasn't that hard to research his ass. It really wasn't. I mean, he just seemed like, and granted, it's revealed later, maybe there was more to it than that, but he just screamed like someone who was trying to make a buck off of a big fish, and it just didn't land. This is like saying Candyman in the mirror 5 times. Yeah, probably. I just hope I don't have a set of choppers come over my shoulder going, ah! Which, by the way, before I really get into this, I have a question. Ma'am, if I may call you ma'am, why do you yell? Even Sam Kinison, who was infamous for screaming in the mic, would talk quietly, periodically. Why the hell do you gotta scream, lady? I tried watching one video, and it was your birthday stream. One video. And you yelled since the start. And mind you, you had to get through a lot of bullshit before the stream started. I don't understand. I'll just have to I'm not wearing my glasses, so bear with me. I'll just have a set of community tab posts. Yeah, probably. But on to the main thing. So, oh, fuck it. Queen of Spade, I have questions. I have lots of questions. I'm not going to delve into everything that you have said, everything you have done, but I do have a few questions. So if you allow me, my audience before royalty. Question number 1, besides why do you gotta fucking yell? You always come off to all these people that done all these bad things to you. And mind you, I've watched several videos, yours included. They all have receipts. Where are yours? Now, granted, I throw away my receipts when I leave the grocery store. But if someone's saying that, or you're saying someone did this, someone did this, someone did this, where are your receipts? And don't give a screenshot of what they said, because I've seen some of these screenshots, and boy, you are a grand master at revisionist history. They each have chapter, verse, beginning, middle, end. It just seems like you make shit up out of thin air, and I don't quite understand that. Yeah, you haven't seen a receipt from me either. I mean, I watched in all the time I've been trying to study this woman, and that's scary in and of itself.
Oh, okay.
My wife keeps peering around like, who are you talking to? The tab on the screen, hon. And now you made me lose my train of thought. Why do you do that?
Look what you've done.
Do you know what you've done? Yeah, I'm wearing the beast mask. It's a line. But going back to the receipts and shit, I've watched tons of videos. Some of them were really hard to watch. They had points, but they just seemed kind of like really like cruel about it. I mean, I could go on some things, and I just might, depending on my demeanor. But every video I've seen, it just seems like you reach. Like I could take a chapter. Oh my God, I I know. I'll just go with a text message. I won't say from whom, but okay. So, okay, sorry, had to charge the phone. Yeah, I won't make it. I'm so sorry. I honestly thought next Saturday was the day back. That's the fact. But what you do is you just say, oh yeah, they just made up some bullshit like they weren't available. And then they went out and said, honestly, next Saturday, I'm going to go and expose your kid. Where the fuck do you get that? I don't quite understand that. And I'm going to invite you to explain that to me. I mean, I'm fair here. I've invited the Ewok from Brooklyn. Now, granted, between me and him, it was a little different. He ended up blocking me. I can't imagine why. I'm such a charming personality. But I am more than willing to have you come on and explain your revisionist history. Make me understand it. No one else seems to. Try to get one person, if you can, on your side here. All right? Now let's go with the second one, where I have questions. Now, if someone who claims to be a victim of or suffers from PTSD, but someone who has experienced trauma or violence or any kind of heinous shit, if you've experienced that, why in the hell do you like to dwell heavily on it? And by that, I mean, I'll give you an example. There was a case, and clobbering time, you can chime in to clear up some of my fogginess on this, because like I said, I did a lot of research, and some of it stuck, some of it didn't. But he did an interview with a girl named Deanna several months back. I tried to have Deanna on the show. Unfortunately, when we did try to get her, things happened, and I couldn't quite get the show to get off the ground when she was available, and I felt really bad. Oh, Dina, I'm sorry, Dina. There was just so many extenuating circumstances, so I had to apologize. We couldn't have her on the show. So sorry, Dina. Again, from the bottom of my heart, I really hated wasting your time like that. But everything that had gone on with her. She was in a relationship with this guy that goes by H-Bomb. I have no fucking idea who this guy is. No fucking clue. Just from the screenshots, he looks like a cross between, I want to say, who's that guy? The Just Do It! Not Justin Bieber. That's just Don't Do It. Who's that guy that was in Holes? He was in the Transformers movies. Shia LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf. He looks like a cracked out, methed out Shia LaBeouf.
So like Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess he was very abusive. But the thing that was very confusing, and again, I'm addressing you, Queen, here. The thing that was confusing, he was a cringe YouTuber back in the early days of YouTube. Ironically, he was a predator. Oh, he was a predator hunter. Irony. Okay, but the fact is, Queen, you go on about people who support CP and CP violators and all that other shit, but yet you hooked up with them in a weird way, didn't you? Explain that. I'll wait. I mean, granted, you're not on the show right now, and, you know, I'm fully prepared to deal with the ramifications. Oh, am I fully prepared? But I don't understand that. You accuse people of supporting child predators and shit, but it seems like you do too. Oh, not hooked up on that scene, but she supported him. Okay. Thank you for clarifying. That's why I'm glad you're here, man. But that's still kind of hooking up in a weird way with him. Because how do you support somebody that does that? And yet you accuse other people of supporting child predators. I don't understand. I'm not even worried about demonetization. My channel is not demonetized. I told you, I'm a rinky-dink podcast. I got hardly any viewers. This is not for clout. I can't stress that enough. It's just, I don't understand. I don't understand at all. And I would like for her to explain it. So let's go to the next stage. Doxing. Okay? Doxing. That's when you basically expose the private life of somebody publicly. That's being the layman's terms, if you will. Now, Clawba got receipts. Clawba got big receipts. My long receipts. If you say, and according to I don't want to cite the videos because one of them did not want to be cited, and I'm going to respect them for that because, you know, they've already been through enough at the hands of this broad. But if you go and say you got doxxed when it was actually your dumb ass that doxed yourself, but you blame others for it, and then you go out and dox people, putting their lives, their kids' lives, their basically everyone that is involved in danger? What kind of psychotic twat bag does that? And this is the one that really gets me. Apparently, and again, this guy, I haven't watched a video of his. I should have, but unfortunately, Queen, I've got a life to lead, cha-cha. Or lead, not leave. I'm going to leave it eventually, but let's hope not anytime soon. But she was involved with a guy named RSN. She was separated from her husband. And again, this is where I will really get cloudy here. She was separated from her husband. And She kind of got involved, I guess, got involved with RSN, but it was magically revealed she was a little. How many times did she text him in one day? I think it was like over 100. Not that I've ever dealt with a psychotic bitch ever, and I have. But yeah, she is overly obsessed with this guy, and why? Why? I mean, again, I don't know. You say you have a loving husband. You got a great family life. Why are you obsessed over this guy? Explain that one. See, the thing that really I would love to have explained, and I'm not going into detail of anything, and I'm doing that for a reason, a specific reason. I don't know you. I don't know you at all. Like I said, I'm just some rinky-dink podcaster on a rinky-dink YouTube channel that has a lot of shit bouncing around in her fucking head. And quite frankly, you always love to say the term get help. I think you need to get help in a big, bad way. See, there's an expression, like recognizes like. Okay? I recognize the fact that you are a bit off the beam, because sometimes I'm a bit off the beam. In a weird way, I kind of used to be like you. Kind of. I don't think I could even touch the realms of the levels you've had. I've never obsessed heavily over people, unless they were fans and, I had them hanging up in my locker at school, but that's a different story. But I used to be like, I used to be on a different podcast. And I would say shit just for effect, for shock value, if you will. People didn't like it, and henceforth why I'm on my own little rinky-dink podcast now. That's how it is. But you say shit to get attention. But you don't want the attention. So which is it? Are you an attention whore or are you not? Explain it. You will say, I'm sure, I'm defending myself against all these haters, all these weird child pedophilia supporters and just don't appreciate true brilliance. I think you're nuts. So when I say I think you're just doing this to get attention, it's because that's what I used to do. When I used to say shit like the Blair Witch Project was the worst movie ever made in the history of cinema. And it is. But I have grown past the fact that some people enjoy it, and hey, more power to them. You, on the other hand, need to do something other than get help. You need to get a life. Okay? A life. Because what I've observed, and I can almost see this now if it ever lands in her lap, she's going to say, I have a life. See this? See this? I have a life. Who are you to say anything? You and your 50 subs. Woo! I've already owned that. I told you. I own that. You need to fucking get over it. If you think people are doing this intentionally to try to get your goat, either you get off on it, or you could just do this little funny thing. There's a little thing right down there, right down there. It's called unsub or block. You choose not to. Why? Because you like it. You get off on it. You want it. Now, know, it seems like I'm trying to draw you out, trying to, get your goat. I really don't like confrontation too much. The thing I had with the Ewok from Brooklyn, it's because I don't like bullies. I really don't. And when I look at you, I see a bully that hides behind this. Someone who won't go face to face, toe to toe, ovary to ovary. And I don't really care. I don't have a dog in this fight. Am I friends online with Clobbering Tom? We're acquaintances. I like his content and I watch his stuff. But we haven't broke bread or had a beer. We need to change that. If I'm ever in Chicago, we need to change that. I know the professor. Professor has been the biggest supporter of me. And he doesn't know me at all. He doesn't seem like a person that tries to bait people unless he's been provoked. So, and I don't know Soot either. I've agreed with some of the things Soot has said. I disagreed with some of the things Soot has said. Did I just say that twice? Amanda, like, yes, you're like this all the time. 20 plus concussions, you're an idiot. Anyway, I have agreed and disagreed with some of the things Soot has said. And I don't know Valkyrie, but she sent me a file, which I'm going to tell you, that took a lot of sifting through. A lot. And you want to talk receipts. She had massive receipts. Massive receipts. So, there's another phrase I want to teach you. My Highness. If there's smoke, there's fire. So, if all these individual people whom I do not know at all, why in the fuck should I believe you? I want you to try to make me believe you. Now, here's the challenge. I'm being straight up. I'm profane, but I'm being straight up. I'm not yelling into the mic, and I'm right here. I could scream and blow your fucking ears off, but I choose not to. The challenge for you is explain it to me in a calm, quiet, and respectful manner. You can use some swear words. I've used plenty here. I really don't care. But I want you to try to explain how you, who has been a victim, is being unnecessarily badgered, bullied, triggered, abused, exposed, doxxed, harassed, all those things by all of these different types of people. Explain it in a calm, cool manner with receipts. Now, you don't owe this to me. You don't know me. I don't know you. I don't know you any more than I know these other people. But I know that they're good people. Even though I haven't met them personally, I haven't engaged with them as frequently. I've never engaged with you. I'm owning that too. But I will say this. As far as I'm concerned, everyone is innocent till proven guilty. I am a big believer in that. It's cost me many friends over the years because even though I tend to believe victims first, I want to hear the whole story. I want all the facts before I lay down an opinion or lay down my own personal verdict. I've had enough facts laid at my feet by the, shall we say, the prosecution, that you are nothing more, and I'm being very careful because I'm married now. I've got a wife. We're out, so you're not gonna surprise anyone with that. Did you know that this asshole's a dyke? Yeah, big one. Surprise. Woo. But I've got a wife now. I care very much about her. I don't want to see anything happen to her or her being harassed. I'm clearly big. I'm a big girl. I can handle it. Plus, I got this funny little thing called mute, block. Well, I'm not going to say that one. People might take that one wrong. But the point I'm trying to get at is all these different opinions all have one common denominator. Just one. You, my friend, are a bit of an attention whore. You claim people steal your art when in fact it's vice versa. Reverse image search is a hell of a thing. Did you know that? You claim people called CP on you, Child Protective Services. They might have. But did they have a reason? I've seen video and receipts about that too. The point I'm trying to get at is this, and this is a long point because we've been talking about you probably longer than we should have because it just kind of feeds the fire of you a little bit. Point I'm trying to make is you need to stop. If you want to come on and have a tete-a-tete and wax poetic about your side, please, I'm welcoming you. Come on. But you got to be respectful and you can't be yelling. Because I will, to quote one of my favorite Walking Dead characters, I will shut that shit down. No exceptions. So that's my open invitation to you. It's not a challenge. The only challenge is you got to be quiet and respectful. I think I'm being respectful, short of calling you the attention whore, but that's it. That being said, my advice to you, my friend. Can I call you my friend? I really don't want to. I like my solitary life, thank you very much. But you need to just let it go. Stop being offended by people who fucking, go on your YouTube channel and bitch, or your Instagram and bitch about you. If you were truly the stand-up character you paint yourself to be, you just block them. You just let it go. But you don't do that, so that just tells me you do this for other reasons. You attack people for other reasons. You start drama for other reasons. You run a fucking anti-MLM channel. Where the fuck do you deviate into all this other shit? So unless you're really looking just for the drama and the bullshit, there should be no reason for that. So let it be, Elsa. Let it go. Let it go. Quite respectful to quite a challenge for her. Oh yeah, it probably would be. My grandfather painted the Mona Lisa. No need to fact check that. Yeah, well, I molded the statue of David. That's why he's got an itty bitty pee-pee. It was cold that day. But the point is, if someone, hell, again, I'm extending the invitation to you, Queen. I'm extending it to you with those stipulations involved. If you can explain how you have no receipts, no leg to stand on, I'll give you an open forum so you can do it. Why would I go on your channel? You only have 53 subscribers, at least only 4 views per, at the very least. 4 views, maybe 2. Because I think you need You need this. If a rinky-dink little podcaster like me can't fucking understand it after watching hours of video, hours that I could have devoted my life to other things, like fucking my wife. She's ignoring me. Hi. Doing other things. I would have been happier. But no, I wanted to understand what makes you tick. And the only thing that makes you tick is you like attention. Did you not get enough? Did you not get that Barbie when you were a child? Hey, if it makes you feel better, I wanted the Millennium Falcon all my fucking childhood and I never got it, but I didn't grow up like this. The point is, and this is another point, just stop. Get a life. You want it, you tell people to get help. I'm sure you're going to look at my fat ass and say, get help. All right. What do I need help with? Except to understand your psyche, to understand what it is about you that drives people fucking bonkers because you make them literally fucking bonkers. So get help yourself. Read a book called, what was it? How to Get the Fuck Over It? Was that the name of the book?
I don't know one called that, no.
There was, oh God, there's several. Calm down as of late, but I haven't been paying too much attention to her. Yeah, well, this might not help, buddy. This, what I'm doing right now probably won't help anything, but here's hoping. I'm small enough, I just might glaze right over her. I'm not a squirter or anything. But anyway, that was wrong. Dawn, bad. See, I kind of just doxed myself. I just gave you my name. I know your name, but I don't care. I'm not saying anything that's, I don't think, very vindictive, cruel. The only thing I said is you're nuts and you're a detention whore. You can say whatever you want about me. Nothing you say that I haven't heard before. By myself, mind you. I'm my own worst critic, so have at it. She will find you, Candyman vibes. Let's just, Candyman was based in Chicago, wasn't he? Oh, this is really bringing it home to the Windy City. However, she's in the Canadian outback, if you will. Not Saskatchewan or something like that, but something like that. Maybe. Who knows? But let's wrap up because I don't want to give her too much attention. This is a 2-hour show and I already gave her 40 minutes? Anything you want to add, Miss? I'm playing words with friends.
I'm just scrolling Reddit.
Thank you for that.
I'm listening. I'm just saying. I don't know as much about this saga as you do.
All I'm saying is, even my own wife doesn't really pay attention to the show. Even my own wife sitting in the studio doesn't pay attention to my damn show.
That's not true.
Okay, let's test her. What was the last 5 points I made? Time's up.
No.
See? Time's up. All right, so let's bring it home. And just, again, if you're listening, Queen, my highness, if you will, it's a saga? Shit if it is a saga. Well, we could do a saga. Be fun. I got time. I offer you an open forum, Queen. I'm being very repetitive here. But I'm going to the Eddie Hall school of thought here. If you want to lay out a challenge, you do it face to face, which we can't do because you're in Canada. I'm here. Give you a clue where. And Weta that says volumes about my character. I don't care. My character is severely flawed. But if you want to come on and talk, let's talk. Face to face. We will talk. I'll even have you on Skype. That way I can
Screen to screen.
screen to screen. Cut that out. Now you pay attention. The whole point is, you want to come on, wax poetic, calm, and quiet? We can. But that's the only option. Quite frankly, if you want to go on your channel and talk about the fat dyke that just sat and stared in the dark, not knowing what the fuck she was pulling out of her ass because she didn't cite any receipts herself, I don't have to provide any receipts. I do not have to provide a single goddamn receipt. The reason I don't have to provide a single goddamn receipt is because you and I have never engaged against one another. Okay? We don't. I won't even do my traditional, like, Rowdy Roddy Piper, I challenge you to a fucking, one-on-one. Don't bring stones to a machine gun fight. I'm fucking that quote up majorly, but you get the idea. I want to have a respectful conversation with you. It might be the first time anyone's ever really... No, I stand corrected. There was one of the videos I watched, they actually were trying to be respectful for you. Not for you, but to you. Everything they said wasn't malicious, it wasn't mean, and it was not at all disrespectful. But you turned it into that. I don't care. I don't care at all. But I want to have... That wasn't my video, but no, it was not your video. It was not your video, Clobber. And I did watch yours again because I wanted to revisit the whole Dina saga. And I still want to have Dina on the show because separate from what bullshit Queen does to her, her story, I think, needs more exposure. Because there are people out there that suffer through shit like that. And I think she's a stronger person for getting beyond it. And even though she still goes through it, still goes through some PTSD about it, I think she is one hell of a woman. Unlike some people. And you weren't that disrespectful, Clobber. I thought you were a gentleman of the highest order. And as far as a steel cage match between me and Queen, honestly, no. I'm still waiting for the Ewok from Brooklyn for that one first. I would still love to have a fucking one-on-one with him. And not in that kind of way. I mean in a way. But, and I would never, ever challenge our illustrious royalty from Canada to that. No. I know better. I'm not stupid. But yeah, I would love to have her on the show. I would let her have her floor, let her go to town. I just would honestly shut her shit down the minute she started yelling. It's not a point. Although I will say, one video I watched, she was quiet. She didn't have a microphone. So distance has a lot to do with it. So one more time, you name the time and the day. Well, I'll give you the date because I'm only a bi-weekly show, folks. Matter of fact, I won't be on again until the weekend after, the Thanksgiving weekend. We'll be back on. But if you want to come on, let me know. We'll set it up. me and you will have a talk. I will let you run the floor for a while, and I will listen to everything you say if you provide the receipts, you're calm, and you're level toned. Otherwise, I just might have to get old Sam Kinison on your ass! Or I'll just block you, one or the other. Sorry if anyone was listening and I blew your eardrums out. I did not intend it that way, but it was for cause and effect. But again, I really did want to think hard on doing this because of her history with the swatting and the doxing and all this other stuff. And, you know, while I do have a lot to lose if she were to try to do something like that, I just don't understand people like that, and that's why I figured, fuck it. The show is called Rants in Our Pants for a reason, and this was a rant about something I don't understand. I have talked about fucking Trump, for fuck's sake. And if I haven't been walking out of this studio with the fucking Secret Service saying, get your fat ass up against the car for some of the shit I've said. Now, granted, I've never done anything stupid and said something along the, in a violent intent, short of a porcupine on fire shoved up his urethra. But the point is, if I have opened my fat mouth and not about stuff that I know could get me in trouble, what do I care about some woman from Canada who could probably do, from what I hear, a lot worse? And in my humble opinion, I'm 50 fucking years old. There's more information for you, so get your pen and write this down. I have lived too long to honestly care about shit like this. I want to live a quiet life. But you know what? I also would like to understand things. And you are something that is completely not understandable, except for that one key fact. If you wanted to be left alone, you would let this shit go. You would have let it go a long time ago. But you like to engage. So that tells me you're an attention whore. Prove me wrong. Yeah, I'm going to be that one asshole that everyone makes a meme out of that sits there with the fucking white sign that says, you're an attention whore. Prove me wrong. That's me right now. Prove me wrong. You could say I'm an attention whore right now too, because I'm feeding you all this attention. I'm spoon feeding you. Ready? Right? Here comes the airplane. Boop. Boop. People could say that I'm doing that right now. Hey, look, more doxing. Gee, where am I from? I don't like to see it. I don't like to see it. I don't like to see it as spoon feeding you attention. You do, because I'm talking about you. And what's the expression? There's no such thing as bad publicity. If people are talking about you, you remain, relevant. I don't want to talk about you. I would rather talk about how I want to go see the Eternals movie, or how CM Punk is going to go against Eddie Kingston tonight, or how half Thor and Eddie's fight will definitely get my attention. I'd rather talk about that shit. I am a pop culture fucking nerd with a potty mouth that occasionally likes to talk and wax poetic about politics. Very rarely now. But you have been living rent-free in my head. And maybe that's a mistake to admit it, but it's fucking true. I'm not going to deny that. Why else would we be talking about you right now? But you've been living rent-free in my fucking head. And the only way to expel the demon is by talking about it. By doing the chants. All right, everyone, get ready now. I'm going to start doing the exorcism. There's a little dumb cunt on the web today. It's the Queen of Space. She spouts her shit like there's no... Go on. You gotta sing with me. Someone sing with me here.
Where you guys at? I don't know the words to this one.
Yeah, this one's new to me.
Fine. I was just making that shit up as I was going. I was just testing you guys.
You're the creative one. So.
See, I just wanted to do a spoof of the King of is it King of Spade or King of Spain? Someone who's a police fan, help me out.
Oh, man.
King of Pain, King of Pain,
There
King
it
of
is.
Pain. Thank you, King of Pain. But yeah, I wanted to do a spoof on that, but may find myself on the Queen enemy chart. You mean I finally made the big time? No, that ain't the big time. Big time is if I gain another. No, I'm joking. I don't care. The point is so I make her enemy hit list. That might make me. No, I'm not gonna say orgasm. That's my wife's job. But back to you, Queen, because I know you like the attention. I know it's what you crave. It's what you want. So let's get back to you. Sorry, I ignored you for 5 seconds. The point is you want the attention, you want it spoon-fed to you, and I'm going to give it to you. Because like I said, you've lived rent-free in my head. I don't even fucking know you. And I know if this gets to you, you're going to just love it. I'm living rent-free in this fat dyke's head. What does she want to do me? No, even I have standards. I have big-time standards, and believe me, lady, you ain't it. My wife, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But the point is, we're going to expel the demon. And that demon is you. I don't want to talk about you anymore. I don't want you bugging these people anymore. You should be, you're allegedly better than this. So stop. Move on. Focus on your anti-MLM stuff. Focus on, I don't know, I like neckbeard stories myself. Thank you for that, my Ewok friend from Brooklyn. But yeah, focus on other shit. Because after today, unless you take up my little challenge here, I'm done talking about your ass. I mean, I got my holy water. Sort of. I think it's holy. It's been blessed by the finest slashers in cinema. I'm trying to live my life peacefully. Okay? Trying. Shouldn't you? Again, like recognizes like. I was never near the levels you are. Never near the levels you are. But I was kind of like you in the wanting attention. I don't care about the attention anymore. I don't. As far as I'm concerned, I'm trying to live my life the best way I know how. I do my show every other Saturday because I enjoy talking with my wife. I enjoy talking with Cortez. Eric, who's been reasonably quiet over on the side, but that's okay. That's okay. But the point is I enjoy talking and getting shit off my chest to exercise my own demons. You, on the other hand, I don't know why you do it. If you're supposed to be anti-MLM channel, wow. Just... And I've seen some of your Instagram posts. Wow. I have seen transcripts from serial killers that, wow. You've been thinking of doing this stream for a while. Yeah, I have. I've wanted to invite people on that have actually had dealings with her, but every time I tried to think about putting it together, something would happen. I honestly thought maybe she was sending voodoo, like, and not a voodoo per se, but like her own little weird, not swatting, but maybe hacking things here that just cause things not to happen. But yeah, I kind of wanted to do a stream involving this for a while, because like I said, it started with watching a suit video, and then it was a couple of them because he kept bringing her up, and then it was just brought up. I saw it on Twitter from a professor about how she was stealing artwork, and then I saw your post, and it's been a long journey down a very long, very dark, very dank rabbit hole. I have seen vaginas not as deep as this. And this is one nasty vagina. And I know a thing or two about vaginas. I'm not a gynecologist, but I play one on TV. But, yeah, I've been wanting to do something like this for a while. And I'm probably not doing a really good job. And again, I've been trying to be measured. I had notes at home where I was taking notes from different videos that I've watched. But in this case, I didn't need to bring a receipt. The proof is in the fucking pudding. And there's so much pudding out there. It's a vat the size of Iowa. The fact that she takes... there were 3 different videos I watched where she took a screenshot of something somebody said and completely twisted into something else, even though you're reading it going, that's not what they said. It was almost like she was doing do you believe me or do you believe your eyes? When I'm wearing my glasses, 2020. 2020. Yeah, get on here, Queen, and explain yourself. Yeah, come on there, sweet pants. Come on to the show and just let it all hang out. Just go ahead and just say something. Say in your defense. What does the defense say? The defense says she's crazy, Your Honor. Case dismissed. But I don't care. She comes on, she comes on. She doesn't, she doesn't. And yeah, the professor's memes are gold standard. I've been meaning to do another different podcast that's strictly horror, and I know he offered to make me a thing for the header before, but I've been kind of too. I don't like to bug the guy and be like, hey, are you still interested in making a banner for me for my podcast? You know, drinking horror and that kind of thing. But maybe I'll ask him down the road, but we'll see. But let's see, we got at least 23 minutes left. Let's see if we can invoke her. I've seen Candyman. I know how this works. Queen of Spade. Queen of Spade. Queen of Spade. Queen of Spade. Queen of... That hurt. Okay. Let's see. She did that shit to me at first. She said she didn't attack Dina. That's when I showed the receipts. She called me a loser for grabbing screenshots. Then she said it wasn't her, and I am playing with dark magic now, my friend. Oh, oh. I'm not sure I'm playing with dark magic as much as I'm playing with fire. I got a fire extinguisher. I'm just waiting to see if she shows. She doesn't know me, so she's probably like, I sent a disturbance in the forest. Like the voice of a fat dyke somewhere is calling out. She's here somewhere. Irregardless. Let's talk about other things. I got you on the live chat right now, Clobber. I know you're a CM Punk fan. Let's talk about something other than that lunatic, just for a heartbeat. Let's cleanse the palate, if you will. And as she shows. If she takes me up on my offer, she can probably just fucking take me up on my offer. I may be on the business end of a fire. Does she do that? Does she do that? Really? I would love to hear it, actually. Say something I haven't said about myself, man. I haven't even touched on a certain thing that I noticed in her videos. I wonder what it could be. I wonder. But yeah, if she does a diss track, that'd be funny. I'd probably sit and laugh and go, "Oh, check this out. My nipples are hard now." Woo. I don't think so. You're not. No. Complete with the use of the N-word? Wow.
What a peach.
Oh, she sounds like an adorable, sweet little peach. I'd like to pinch her little cheeks. Just like that. I've seen videos of that. Someone posted a video where she was yelling at her neighbors and shit, and I'm just watching at it going, there is something seriously wrong. What's the term you use? Go ahead.
Mouth breathing, knuckle dragon, cousin fucking, soup consuming.
No, soup slurping. It's
You
soup.
say slurping.
Well, slurping is a little different. But go ahead.
Shittlewitt.
Yeah, shit'll.
I'm a fan. I've been calling people knuckle dragging mouth breathers for a minute now. I'm excited. I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Yay!
I used to work with this one woman who objected to the whole mask thing. Me, I like wearing the mask because it covers my mug.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it. And people don't, that's them. But there's this one woman when they first started doing the mask mandates. She's like, I can't wear a mask. I'm a mouth breather. And
We knew that.
I'm just looking at her going, from your lips. As long as you recognize, I don't care.
Man.
It's when people own up to it. You do the work for me.
Right?
She gave her a pass because Eminem does it, except he doesn't. Yeah. Queen, can I explain one teeny tiny little thing about Eminem? Yeah, he does not do that. He does say fag. I'm not thrilled about that, but it is what it is. But he does not say that word. So, again,
that might be the softest excuse I've heard for that so far.
Yeah.
And I've heard some, and I grew up in Garden City surrounded by the white breadiest white bread. I have heard all of the soft excuses for why we still get to use that word. They're all bullshit. That tops the list.
Yeah, that's
I'm
like,
so sorry for you. I lived in Garden City for a hot second too.
It's an embarrassing
Tragic.
thing that I am desperate to escape and just can't even seem to get out of the same square mile. It's heartbreaking is what it is, and but it motivates me to aspire to be better.
and Clobber says, I wear a paper bag, so the mask was really no big deal. Yeah, but I thought that was to hide your superpower. And no, I'm not making a comparison to you and Joe Run. No.
I'm wearing the masks because then it's harder for people to tell when I'm talking to myself.
Well, I was a big fan because remember the evil cabal from a couple of years ago that put surveillance cameras in every streetlight and can network your cameras, like everything that's connected. They can see and hear everything, right?
Yep.
Well, then this other evil cabal comes along and says everyone has to wear masks, and it totally ruined the first evil cabal's whole
Exactly.
And I had a giant red beard up until a couple of months ago, and I've been actively wearing a mask everywhere I can because there's not going to be a good surveillance shot of me for a long time.
Yeah, not
This is
for,
a great plan.
Yeah.
I love it.
it's like, okay, let's put the cameras there. Let's do face recognition. Wait a minute. Shit.
Yeah. I think they're fighting, is what I think. I think there's evil cabals battling it out for who gets to be the evilest. and they're working against each other, and it's really beneficial for the rest of us.
Me, I like to I like to wear the mask because it lets me express myself in different ways. Like I have my Jason Voorhees half mask, I have my Beast half mask, I've got my Darth Vader half mask. My favorite, which I have not been able to wear yet because I haven't been cold enough, is my oh my god, World of Warcraft orc half mask.
Nice.
And it has to be cold for me to wear that because that sucker is thick. And I work in a warehouse, so again, more doxing. Are you taking notes, Queen? I work in a warehouse, so I have to be heard. You know, like, hey, look out for that truck. You know, that kind of thing. Crazy that convenience store workers throw you out for not coming in with a mask now. Actually, I haven't seen that here.
You can't get on the bus. That's true.
Okay, I
But that's
did not know about that, but I will tell you this. I recently went to go get glasses, and this place took that so seriously that the minute I walked in, they saw I was wearing a mask, but so they didn't go, excuse me, do you have a mask? No, this is my real face. But they have a thing where as soon as you use a pen, as soon as you're done, you got to put it in the dirty pen box so they can sterilize it later. If you take any glasses off the wall, you have to put it in a bin so they can sterilize it later because it went on your face. And anyone that came in without a mask, they asked, do you have a mask? Well, clearly, no. So they will give you a mask. If you opt not to wear it, you can't be in the facility. That's the most serious I've seen it taken. Because most places, and this, I'm even talking at the height of when all this shit started. And they were enforcing the you can't come in with a mask, you have to be 6 feet apart. Not that a lot of people really practice that because they liked the rectal breach, you know, but I want to smell what their underwear smells like today. It smells like lavender and I like lavender. Or they smell like a landfill. I too like a landfill. You know, they still like that rectal breach. And I hated that even before this shit started. So whenever I went to places without with a mask, and this was at the height of it, people without a mask would still be in there. They never enforced it anywhere I went. This is the only place I saw them enforce it. So it was a little surprising if a convenience store saying, you can't come in without a mask. You're behind plexiglass and bulletproof glass. The odds of COVID hitting you are very slim. But whatever. Had a doctor's appointment the other day, and they called to make sure I was feeling well before I went to the doctor's office. It is an irony. But if you are going to a podiatrist, I mean, they might want to still know.
right.
You know, just in case, you know, while they're at your foot and you sneeze and you get that knee-jerk ka-choo-poo right to their face.
Well, I'm worried about the box of pens that you just talked about because I have this crazy idea that the virus is not a hoax, but it is not the flu.
Right.
It's somewhere in between. It's not the common cold. It's the uncommon cold. It's more scary, more dangerous in many ways.
Right.
But it's not the flu. And the vaccine is also not anywhere near as dangerous as people who want to make you think that the vaccine is dangerous.
Well, you know what?
Is.
I'm still waiting for this.
I mean, sure, right. It's among other things.
I mean, I heard it was a superpower somewhere in there somewhere, and I wanted to be the thing.
Right. And
I'm
made out of rocks, bitch.
I wanted to be a big, rocky motherfucker that went, it's clobbering time. Yeah, that was a nod to you, man.
But I wanted what's become my not conspiracy theory, but I don't know what I'm worried about is the flu, which is likely to try and end civilization at some point in the future. Its first step in that process is sanitation culture taking over. When
Right.
every surface has to be wiped down with Lysol and everything has to be clean and everything.
And your immune system just basically gets...
Well,
Yeah.
not just that, but out in the wild, the flu viruses that can survive Lysol will be the only flu viruses around with an unlimited food supply. That is a problem that we will not be able to solve until it's too late. So that's what I'm worried about.
I'm just worried about not being able to wear my gorgeous mask no more.
I hope that it just gets normalized permanently and everyone who wants to can forever and not have a problem with it.
Right. I mean, that's the thing I don't understand. I mean, another thing I don't understand. Like my personal favorite, this one was recent. Arnold Schwarzenegger, a few months ago, was on, I forget, I think it was a Fox, either Fox or CNBC, most likely CNBC, because his anti-Trump rhetoric, I don't think would allow him on Fox. But he basically said, talking about people are dying and people are bitching about their freedoms being infringed upon because they have to wear a mask or they have to get a shot. And he said, screw your damn freedoms. And he didn't mean it in the context that a lot of people were taking it in. And yet, one of the people that I once respected, Brian Shaw, got so bent out of shape about it. He's like, I've had Arnold Schwarzenegger hanging in my home gyms forever. Not anymore. He said, screw my freedom. I'm a proud American. And he takes down his picture. It's like, motherfucker, did you listen to the same interview I did?
Yeah, just not. There's more important things. You can't just say us or me. It's us. We're in this together.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. COVID affects people differently, and it does. Some people, when they get it, don't get it as hard as some other people, but it's those other people that get hit hard you're trying to protect from your dumb ass. If you don't want to wear a mask, that's fine. Stay away from me.
I mean, that's the things. I will mask if I'm going to the grocery store in the middle of the day. I probably won't if I go to CVS at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, probably not. No.
It's a kind of a how many people am I about to run into type of situation. But in any of those environments, when I see somebody with a mask, I don't give them 6 feet. I give them 12 because that's what they're not asking me for that, but they kind of are, and I'm okay with giving it to them. Like, I mean, I feel like it's I don't know. What I don't understand is like I've seen a few different like incidents where somebody like driving by will see somebody in a mask and like yell something rude out the window.
That one I don't get.
What?
That one I do not get. Do you not trust your own ass in that car?
Well, not just that, but like I didn't even hear what you said. If it was clever, if it was clever and insulting, first of all, I wanted to hear it. I'm always interested in clever insults.
Yeah.
But there's, I mean, I guess giving me no chance to respond was part of the plan too. But what I don't understand is people acting like they are being persecuted because they won't wear a mask. But for every like one rude thing I've seen happen to, like I watched a delightful old woman not be able to get on the bus a few months ago because she didn't have a mask, and it was kind of awkward. But I've also seen like 5 people with masks actively getting harassed in public by complete strangers in a situation where there's not even a federal law, because the bus driver has to stop you from getting on the bus. It's a federal law.
Right.
They don't have a choice. They don't get to be like, oh, okay, maybe. No, that's not how this works. But if we're walking, like passing each other in the parking lot, I gotta hear with your opinion. Nobody was worried about what was in your brain. I don't know.
Personally, if someone wants to yell that I'm wearing face panties, by all means, shout it out, because chances are I'll say, yeah, your wife's.
Oh.
So Clobber says, I'm worried about the zombie nanobots. I'm sorry. Not wearing my glasses, sorry. You know what? Have you you were talking about the flu would be the thing that's going to eventually take us out.
It's on the list.
Have you ever read any Stephen King?
Oh, yes. Okay,
so then you know about The Stand, #1.
Of course.
That's a big one.
Captain Trips,
yep. And I'm trying to remember that short story. Yeah, this one's escaping me. Because Captain Trips was the one of the names of it.
Oh, you're
I need
asking
more
me to
details
dig
than
now,
that
right?
short
So I'm
story
trying
out
to
of
think. I'm trying to think
400.
earlier, late.
It was early. It was about these people on a beach. They had just burned a guy alive because they thought if they sacrificed him because he was suffering from the flu,
Right.
if they sacrificed him, maybe they'd be spared. It was started as a joke, but then it became something serious. The mist is the one he's afraid of. Every time I see, we have fogs here.
Night surf.
Night surf. That's it. No.
No.
Night surf is where these two astronauts land on a no, that's goddamn. Stephen King has so many goddamn
Right. Hold
short
on. I'm pulling
stories.
up the wiki right now. Night surf.
Maybe it was Night Surf. I don't know. It's a
Short story. It was originally published in '69. An evening
Yep,
on Anson
that's it.
Beach with a group of teens, survivors of a catastrophic virus called A6.
all right. So it is Night Surf. Okay. So that one sounds a lot more like what would be our end all.
Right.
And I just love the ending where he says it was just the flu. Leave it for the aliens. A plaque that says it was just the flu. Beach blanket bingo. Come on, man. Don't make me start singing Potato Bug.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm reaching for that one. I am pulling facts out of my ass.
You're in good company.
I remember seeing that one on here's one, Count Scary. Back in the day, he played Beach Blanket Bingo, and I'm like, why are you playing this? You're Count Scary. What is wrong with you, man?
That is scary.
Well, for many it is. All right, so it doesn't look like the Queen is going to show up here, but maybe down the road. It's an open invitation. She can come in, wax poetic, calmly, quietly. No screaming. You can use some vulgarities. God knows I do. You can call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. Okay, real quick. What is my thoughts on Rob Zombie Halloween? Good question. I want to do this on when I start doing my horror podcast because I know it's so divided. I will say this. My thoughts on Rob Zombie Halloween. I thought he had the best of intentions. But if you go in there without seeing the original, you stand a chance of kind of liking it. And I'm saying kind of because I liked, I think it's Taylor Maine or Taylor Maine. I think it's Tyler Maine that played Michael. Mm-hmm. He's perfect for the role. Big badass, But to have them wax so much on the mythos of Michael Myers, the whole thing about his mom's a stripper, she's in a abusive relationship, and that's why he grew up as fucked in the head as he is. No. That to me is too much of an out to explain evil. When you got a kid that has the whitest bread of parents, Michael, when you got normal parents and you for no reason take a butcher knife and just stab the shit out of your sister to death with no rhyme, no reason, no explanation, that's more terrifying than my mom was a stripper and she was dating this real dickhead who just liked to sit on the sofa, drink beer, and flick my mask off my face. And I didn't want my sister growing up in them kind of conditions, so I just went batshit crazy after the school bully just tripped me in the fort. That wasn't needed. That's not necessary. That's too much of a cop out.
Well, if you're gonna give me that, then you've got to go full bore. You've got to give me Hannibal. You've got to give me and my sister were refugees during World War II and got rounded up and they ate her.
Yeah.
Give me
something.
Give me something more than my parents were mean to me.
Well, but the mom wasn't mean. She was just a stripper.
Right. Well,
and I know
still
I know everyone, including you, Clobber, likes to say it's just an excuse to put his wife in the movie, which again, she's Lily Munster in his revision of the Munsters. Like no one saw that coming.
Right.
But I think Sherry Moon Zombie, honestly, has grown more as an actress. Like from the first moment I saw her in House of a Thousand Corpses to Three from Hell, I think she's grown. Did he need to have her play the mom? Honestly, no. I would have just had her as something else. But he wanted somebody as a stripper, and hey, my wife's smoking hot, so hey, why not? But just to play on that real quick, the whole thing about just an excuse to have her in there, the best meme I've ever seen about that whole thing is Rob Zombie's Jaws, and it's Sherry Moon Zombie coming from under the water. It's epic. I love it.
That's fun.
We're going to wrap it up there. We're going to be back in 2 weeks. Again, Queen, open invitation. It's Thanksgiving. Let's break bread. Other than that, it's actually been kind of fun. I enjoyed having you here, Clobber. If you want to jump in anytime in the future, hey, you're more than welcome, sir. And hopefully, and you're more than welcome to jump in anytime too.
Sure, absolutely.
Anytime, come on.
I do the best I can. I don't know the Queen of Spades, so I didn't feel I had much to contribute. But now I'm curious at least, and
I gotta say,
if I can find a way to research without benefiting her in any way,
without benefiting her,
I'll find a way.
All you gotta do is go in there on YouTube and just Google those three words, and you will go down a rabbit hole of hell. I mean, literally a rabbit hole of hell. But you have a good weekend as well, sir. Like I said, we're going to wrap things up because the next show is getting ready to start. Until we see you in 2 weeks, I've been Dawn. That's been Amanda, the chatterbox to my right. That's been Eric. Until we see you next time, keep your rants in your pants.